What is up, Humanoid Nation? Oh, hey, Carl. Trying something new here, because, like, the glare from the window is getting to me after all these years, finally. So I'm going to see how this goes. I'm putting good old Carl here in between the blur. I'll figure something out after. But today's wrestling video reaction, I'm going to be... Fuck you, Carl. I'll be reacting to is my wrestling flashback. It's 10 infamous wrestling receipts. When you fuck up with a wrestler inside the ring. Wait, hold on. What the fuck? Yeah, no, I'm doing it right. When you fuck up, like I just did, you're going to get a receipt. I don't want to get a receipt from Undertaker or anybody else. But anyway, with that, let's see how this goes. Let's do this.
In wrestling, opponents have to be on the same page in order to complete a match. But despite this, miscommunication can lead to wrestlers actually getting angry with one another in the ring. This can result from real-life bad blood or involve physical receipts being dished out in the match. A traditional receipt occurs when a wrestler accidentally cracks his opponent stiff in the jaw. To which they can then expect something hard to come right back.
Up Farouk that one time.
In this video, we look back to these times where specific wrestlers gave out a receipt during their matches. Brock Lesnar was never shy in the ring, and if you stiffed him in the ring, he would let you know about it. One occasion was at the 2018 Royal Rumble, where he dished out a receipt to Braun Strowman after he kneed Brock hard in the face. Lesnar responded with a solid right hand, while telling the Monster Among Men to slow the fuck down.
Slow the fuck down, kid.
A knee to the jaw. He caught Lesnar good. A knee to the jaw. But Brock got him back.
But this wasn't the only time Brock delivered a receipt mid-match. During his bout with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 31, Reigns would deliver some stiff knee shots to Lesnar, which resulted in Brock getting legitimately pissed. He ended up slapping the snot out of Roman for the entire world to see.
I did not see. I saw this one, but I wasn't paying attention because it was Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Lesnar then followed that up with a ridiculously
their matches were horrible until Roman Reigns became the Tribal Chief and Brock Lesnar became the Cowboy Viking.
From one big man to another, Big Show and Kofi Kingston locked up in 2009, and Kofi hit a jump kick.
Wait, is this the one where Big Show slaps him in his torso is never the same again?
Jaw of the Big Show, which he didn't appreciate at all.
You know, in our business, this ain't called a receipt. You bought that kick, let me give you the receipt with it.
Yeah.
Big Show kept that in mind for later in the match, where he would deliver a thunderous slap to Kofi's chest on the announce table. As the King would say, it sounded like a gunshot.
Ooh. Yeah, I felt that.
It sounded like a gunshot.
Kofi later joked in his podcast that this slap is the reason why his chest is now looking sunken in.
It's what buyer's remorse, right? You know what I'm saying? I look in the mirror. Don't let me pass this sternum on to the kids.
Yeah,
perhaps
his
one of the
sternum
most
is
shocking
fucked.
receipts witnessed in a match. Perry Saturn had his
The
way
Mike
with
Bell
jobber Mike
situation.
Bell during a match recorded for WWF Metal in May 2001. Saturn would say that he freaked out after being dropped on his head twice by Bell, and thus began laying into the enhancement talent for real. When Saturn returned to the locker room, he was greeted by Vince McMahon, who wanted an explanation as to what had happened out there.
Why?
Saturn apologized and then checked to see if Bell was okay.
Mentally unstable.
Yeah. Threw him outside the ring. He landed with, on his head on the concrete floor.
You're welcome.
And then Perry jacked him up and rammed him into the steps backward. The back of his head hit the steps. He beat the crap out of the guy.
This likely resulted in him getting his mop gimmick as a punishment shortly after. While Saturn took teaching his opponent a lesson to the extreme,
Virgil.
Diesel would get his message across at the 1994 Royal Rumble with some good old-fashioned live rounds delivered to the face of Virgil. Diesel would say that Virgil was supposed to come in, take a few hits and quickly get eliminated, but instead he stayed in the match despite Diesel telling him he had to go. Virgil then angered Diesel by legit hitting him in the face, to which Big Daddy Cool responded with a barrage of stiff elbows
Virgil. Isn't that right,
finally dunking
fuck
Virgil
right?
out. During a brawl inside a densely filled ring at ECW One Night Stand in 2005, JBL legitimately laid a beating on the Blue Meanie,
okay, they're cool
leaving
now,
his face bloody in the aftermath. Word had gone out to JBL that in the years prior, the Blue Meanie mentioned he was a bully. This obviously lit a fire in Bradshaw's eyes, and when it came time to brawl at the end of the pay-per-view, JBL took this as an opportunity to pay him back. However, months later, in a match where JBL faced off against the Blue Meanie, Meanie picked up the victory via help from Batista. But before the pin, it was Blue Meanie's partner in crime with the BWO, Stevie Richards, making headlines, delivering one of the hardest to watch chair shots to JBL's head.
Oh, look at Stevie Richards.
Damn!
It was a shot thrown so hard you could see the pure anger behind it. Stevie was sticking up for his friend here by delivering a well-deserved receipt to the bully. Speaking of chair shots, Undertaker would love giving a receipt.
Oh my God, Heidenreich! I forgot about this
guy.
In
1997, as guest referee at SummerSlam, Shawn Michaels would clock the dead man with a chair at the end of the match, where he would reluctantly give Bret the win and he and Taker would enter their own program. However, Michaels realized that the blow was too forceful.
Yeah, you don't want
to end their Hell in a Cell match, he accepted a chair shot of his own from the dead man as his personal receipt that really rung his bell.
Imagine getting your receipt months later.
In 2005, Randy Orton ended up rocking Taker with a chair where he mistakenly caught the Phenom with the lip of the chair, which ended up causing a huge gash.
Oh.
Undertaker told him backstage that his receipt would be coming.
He just looks at me. Oh my God. That's the scariest thing ever. A bloodied Undertaker coming back at you in the back. Listen here. Your receipt is coming. I don't know when, but it'll happen. I'd be shitting bricks.
Don't worry, kid. Your receipt's coming.
It wasn't until months later at Armageddon in 2005
takes his
where
time.
the dead man got his revenge and he delivered a thunderous chair shot to the head of Randy Orton.
But he's in trouble!
In another incident with Taker, Shane McMahon ended up stiffing Taker with a monitor on a Raw before the WrestleMania match that caused him to get busted open. Backstage, Undertaker let Shane know that his receipt was going to come later.
I don't care if
it'll come later.
The owner's son.
Fast forward to WrestleMania 32, Shane got his comeuppance as Taker would bear paw him with a monitor of his own on the outside of the ring.
Up and bear paws me. Whack! Wide open jaw. Oh my God.
Sticking with Shane McMahon, it's well known that his punches can look awful at times. But with the adrenaline pumping, he throws rapid combos, and when he doesn't miss completely, he lands them on his opponents flush in the face. One time he did this in particular was at Survivor Series 2016, where he blasted Chris Jericho clean in the face. The punch didn't look great, but caught Jericho on the nose, who took a powder and kicked the steel steps in an attempt to alleviate his frustrations. Shane was even more clumsy when Jericho re-entered the ring.
Why did he keep letting Shane in the ring?
His response.
Dude, I jumped up and gave him like a Jean-Claude Van Damme double kick. I'm like, calm the fuck down.
Booker T appeared on the Steve Austin show and recollected that he received a well-deserved boot to the nose courtesy of Stone Cold. During the conversation, the former world champions talked about Booker accidentally tuning Steve during a match. Steve divulged that he's usually patient about doing out receipts for stiff shots, but the Rattlesnake could not wait to strike back.
Plus, wasn't he new at this time?
I remember getting back.
He was brand new from WCW, so
right to the face when I was laying down
careful
on the ground, and it was a stiff shot right to the nose. I felt like I deserved that.
In 1997, Ken Shamrock developed into a good wrestler by the standards of the time. He was notably stiff in the ring, and he and Vader would always have some brutal matches. However, on one occasion, at In Your House, A Cold Day in Hell, he may have gone a bit too far for the big man's liking. Familiar with the work-shoot genre only, and not the less intensive in-house style, he battered Vader with a series of strikes that didn't look great, but seemed really painful. Vader was seen on the outside telling Shamrock to ease up. But Shamrock was so eager that at one point he left his feet while striking and went on to break the Mastodon's nose.
Yeah, that's
Shamrock broke my nose. Instead of kicking me here in the
Rest
cheek,
in peace, man.
leading my cheek in, he was turning my nose. He was reverting back to the shoot, and he stuck his knee right in my nose, and it virtually broke my nose.
In response, Vader issued a receipt in the form of a clubbing forearm right in the ear.
Damn!
Vader knocked him clean off his feet.
Oh God,
Shamrock
he knocked him
actually
out.
denied that this was a receipt on the Kurt Angle podcast.
Of course, Ken Shamrock said that. Ken Shamrock likes to be tough. He can kick my ass, but he likes to be tough.
What match are they watching? I mean, like, he threw a punch at me. I rolled with the punch, and I went down to sell it.
Whether you believe that this was a receipt or not, I'll leave that up to you. Our final moment comes from the 2005
Daniel
Royal
Puder
Rumble.
getting murdered.
Daniel Puder was a 2004 Tough Enough winner, and part of his rise to victory came on an episode of SmackDown where he challenged Kurt Angle to an amateur-style match. Putting his MMA experience to use, Puder caught Angle in a key lock, a hold that would have broken the former WWE champion's arm if referee Jimmy Korderas hadn't fast-counted Puder's shoulders
saving the day.
Appearing in the 2005 Royal Rumble, Puder was subjected to very stiff shots from
Jimmy
Chris
Korderas
Benoit,
can't save you
Eddie
this time,
Guerrero,
Daniel.
and Hardcore Holly, humiliating him in front of a worldwide audience before his elimination.
JR, I think that one knocked his areola off.
I had no clue what they were going to do. They treated me like crap and very disrespectful.
But there you have it, folks.
Yeah,
a selection of some of the most famous WWE
don't have...
receipts. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you fancy watching some legitimately planned bumps, check out our video on WWE Superstar's signature rope and...
Alright. So Daniel Puder saying it's disrespectful. Yeah, kinda, but he's the new guy coming in, and he's a rookie. Veterans like to do that. It's an old school kind of thing. I like that. Because, like, didn't Matt Capitelli cry when Hardcore Holly beat the shit out of him? You don't cry in wrestling. Maybe it's the old school wrestling fan in me that likes that kind of stuff. Today's people, like, imagine all these guys today trying to do that. Like, people be bitching so much because, like, Jesus Christ, you can't bitch in wrestling. I'm going on a rant right now, but Danny Puder says that's disrespectful, but no, it isn't. You're the rookie. You learn, kid. Learn. I don't know what else to say, but that's it for now. Humanoid Nation, Humanoid out. Bye.
Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito.